On this week's show, we're discussing our PlayStation wraps for 2025, the official GamerGuildTV Game of the Year, what we're excited for in 2026 and beyond, Mega Pint 2, the sequel, and much, much more on this week's GamerGuild Podcast. Happy New Year, everyone, and welcome back to your weekly podcast, the GamerGuild Podcast, where we get together to round up all of the week's video game news for your listening or viewing pleasure right here on youtube.com/GamerGuildTV and available up there in the digital clouds on your podcast platform of choice. Your plays for the week of probably still 2025, maybe 2026, depending on when you're listening. Or
2025 still, yeah.
But it's our New Year special, folks. We're recording in advance to bring you no news because we don't know what's happened yet. And chances are there's been next to zero news anyway. Everyone takes Christmas off in the gaming world.
We make this joke every year, but we're currently in the past.
Ooh, they were the ghosts of Christmas past. We're Marley and Marley.
Yeah.
Ooh.
We don't even know what our Christmas presents are yet.
We don't, you're right. And we don't know how hungover we're going to be tomorrow, tonight,
6.
the future, whatever it is. Don't know how much festive food we've eaten over the festive season, but what we do know,
all of it,
is hopefully you guys out there have had a little bit of time to twiddle those joysticks and play some games, relax with your family, your friends, your loved ones, take some time off work, and just have fun. Have fun, as you should do as you're around the year. And maybe you've ramped it all up to a fantastic New Year's Eve, merriment, drunken shenanigans, and staying up to watch that clock strike midnight. In the UK we have Big Ben. And we have the countdown and hootenanny and whatnot. Does every other country have like a giant clock? I know in New York they kind of drop the big ball in Times Square.
I think most countries will have like a timer.
You need a timer, but I'm just wondering.
We focus on Big Ben because it's part of the Houses of Parliament and all that.
Big ass clocks.
And it's like, yes, and it is a big ass clock. Actually, no, it's not. It's the bell that's Big Ben. Yeah.
Do you know the name of the tower then?
Westminster Tower.
Elizabeth Tower.
Oh, Elizabeth Tower, yeah.
As part of it was part of a Jubilee set. You said like they renamed. I don't know if it's always. I don't think it's always been that. But yeah, R.I.P. Liz. Anyway, we do have a great show lined up for you all. Even though we don't have any news, we do like to take this episode to not only bring you a weekly episode because as we enjoy to do here, the consistency carries on. So even though we've recorded it in the past, and we're bringing it to you today, it's another great episode where we break down and talk about the best games of the year, the best games coming up for 2026 and everything we've enjoyed between. So it's a bit of a more loosely charged episode, but if you haven't done so already, do give the video a like. Maybe the last like of 2025 or maybe the first like of 2026. Who knows? You could help out the algorithm and boost us into continued success. I didn't notice.
Make 2 YouTube accounts and do both.
Do it again. Yeah, one for 2025, one for 2026. Who else doesn't reset their entire YouTube category every single year? I did notice actually at the last point of checking our subscriber count, I think we were like 8 or 9 off 2,600. So it's a small little milestone, but if we can get those extra 8 or 9 subs by the end of 2025, that would be my best present for this year. It sounds like I'm drunk. I've had 1 mega pint and I'm starting to slur my words already.
I mean, you are calling it a mega pint.
That's true, and the Di Serrano to Coke ratio may be slightly skewed on this one.
It's the first one's fairly innocent. The second one it's Di Serrano with a little bit of Coke in it.
Little bit. But of course, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to like, subscribe, ring a ding that bell so you're kept in the loop with all of our consistent content, like this very show, our weekly not so much live streams, the post that we put out, my PlayStation retro hunt thing. So if you're into retro games, I'm currently on the hunt for things for the library behind me. If you've got any recommendations for PlayStation classics, throw them my way. Richie, anything off the top of your head? PS1 game, just throw it out there. If it exists or not, I'm sure there's a PlayStation 1 variant of it.
My Rayman 2.
Rayman 2. I've got Rayman, not Rayman 2.
Yeah, because that just came to Switch Online. It was meant that we got cut from the last week's show. So there you go.
Spoilers for the past. Yeah. But check me out. There's 3 episodes out now. Rugrats, Crash Bandicoot, and a surprise Christmas special edition, which was me on the hunt for Die Hard Trilogy. Because it is a Christmas movie. And I had it when I was a child, but I'd somehow lost it. And it's a very unique game. I don't know if you ever played it, Richie, in the past. It's got 3 games in one.
Yeah.
It's the only game I think in history where the first game's a third-person action game. Second,
the first one's isn't that like kind of semi-top down?
Yeah, you're kind of floating third person behind them.
One of them is a light gun game.
2's the light gun at the airport.
Yeah,
running around shooting everyone. You can use a controller, but light gun's the best. And 3's Crazy Taxi.
Driving game.
It's Crazy Taxi. You run around, you drive around New York and try and catch bombs before they explode. Which again, that's such a cool premise to make every movie different. I'm not going to spoil it. Go watch the episode. There's a spoiler in there because I had like a revelation halfway through the episode while I was browsing for the game. So yeah, these retro hunts have little nuggets of history and information in there. And I have started to edit in game footage and stuff as well on top of it, so the video is hopefully a little bit more dynamic. Let me know in the comments. I would ask what we've been playing, Richie, but we don't know. So we're not going to retread that.
I can tell you, it's been Octopath.
I've started something new. I don't know what. It might be Cyberpunk, might be Avatar, might be Indiana Jones, might be just watching Christmas movies. And I've played it. I've finished it. I just want the platinum. That's it. That's the key thing. Indiana Jones, that platinum belongs in a museum. Merchandise shout out. There is a New Year's Eve, a New Year's Day sale. So if you are in the market for some GamerGuild TV merch to kickstart your 2026, from the 29th, so in the past, to the 6th of January, there is a 25% off everything sale. So go fill your boots, buy some new swag for the new year. Treat yourself with maybe some Christmas money you have left over.
Well, this episode goes live on the 29th, so do it now.
There you go. It's live now. Fill your boots. We can't start the show without Richie introducing us to, it's not really the news, but introduce us to the
graciously gathered GamerGuild Gazette, a.k.a. not quite the news.
The news. The Muse. What's the famous Muse song? Supermassive Black Hole?
Supermassive Black Hole.
That's the biggest one, right? Knights of Sidonia, yeah. They had a moment in time, Muse.
Yeah. Time's running out.
Matt Bellamy. They're great songs. Yeah. Or is it Mews from Pokemon? It's just multiple Mews everywhere. Mew, Mew, flying around. Mew2, Mew3, Mew4, Mew squared. Who knows? But in the lack of news, of course, which is always brought to you by our wonderful guild heroes, we couldn't do it without you. You've supported us for many, many a moon now, and you continue to do so. So shout out to all you fine folks. If you want to support us in 2026 and beyond, from as little as 99p, you get early access to said PlayStation Retro Hunt, other retro videos, stickers and badges next to your name in the chat. And more importantly, you just support us for yet another year. And why not consider going up to the silver tier? You won't get anything extra for it, but silver's better than bronze, so why not? Richie.
Yeah.
We start the show with a big cough. Sorry, didn't mute it. Apologies. I'm still recovering. We normally start with wrapped in reviews. However, Nintendo Switch isn't actually coming until the end of the year, which I appreciate.
Next year.
I commend them.
Coming January.
I commend them for holding out, because every company just goes hell for leather now on wrap. Some of them get them out in like September, October. It's like, hold off, please.
It's a bit much. It's getting a bit eye-rolly with how you can't log into an app without them doing. I'm surprised Microsoft Word doesn't do one.
Your most used letter.
Document of the year.
You used letter.
Your favourite font.
Could you imagine? I mean, that would be better than some. I got my YouTube wrapped the other day. It was like, I don't care. Like,
I didn't even look at it.
Yeah, I don't blame you. There's nothing to it. So we'll get that in January.
It should just be, everyone should just be GamerGuild TV. So there you go.
I did shout out to a few folks in our Discord server who did post their screenshots of saying we were like up there in their most listened to podcasts and stuff. So it's amazing. We appreciate that. It's great to see that we're in people's rotation so heavily. And I guess another fumble for Xbox at the end of the year. They couldn't quite see out 2025 without giving us one more thing to talk about and lament. They ain't doing one for 2025. They don't have, Richie, the money, the resources, the determination or capacity to give us a year in review for 2025. They couldn't have even just used the code from last year and maybe tweaked it for 2025. They have no plans. According to Windows Central, the outlet has sourced them and said that due to marketing budget, Xbox has allocated various community events throughout the year has been decreased in order to prepare for next year's anniversary celebrations. So Xbox Wrapped was a part of those budget cuts, but it suggests it might be back for a Halo 25th, a Xbox, a Blizzard's 35th, a Bethesda 40th anniversary, which are apparently all coinciding next year. So for sure, Microsoft have big plans, but not any to round up the year. So if you're looking, go to your app, go to your achievements, and do your own, unfortunately.
it makes you wonder how intensive are these things to make that their budget got cut and they had to go, okay, we can't do a wrap this year. Like, it's one of them. Does that really make enough of a dent in the overall marketing budget that although they want to do a big celebration next year, they have to cut this? Like, clearly it does. But yeah.
I always think the great thing with the wraps, they don't work for everything, but I think with such statistic-driven things such as gaming, where we're all about the achievements and the trophies, it feeds into that narrative perfectly. It's a celebration of what you've enjoyed, what you've won, what you've achieved. It's competitive at the same time. It's like, fuck yeah, look how many hours I slaved away on a platinum trophy, or look how much of my life I wasted playing Hello Big City Kitty Adventure or whatever it was called.
Hey, don't diss Hello Big City Kitty Adventure.
I'm not. My daughter loves it. She loves jumping in the puddle and watching the cat flip out because it hates water.
Is that number one on your PlayStation?
That's number one on my Xbox Wrapped. Definitely.
Actually, you don't let her play PlayStation because you don't want to let her skew your stats.
No, she's got her own account. She's got her own account as a 2.5-year-old. So basically, we've only got the PlayStation Wrapped to get into. So I guess we'll start with there before getting into our Game of the Year discussion and our most expected and anticipated games of 2026. How do you want to do this, Richie? Because the wrap up itself kind of breaks it down into segments. So do you want to go segment by segment, and then we'll go through that?
Yeah, I'm happy to do that. So I don't have to keep bringing it up throughout the entire show. I am going to caveat that all the number of hours in the games I played are massively skewed by my terrible habit
inability
of play on the portal. I always shut down the portal without thinking about my console. Mm-hmm. So all my hours are probably, I'd say, at least double reality. But I still think in proportion everything should be roughly the same. So
yeah,
I will say the hours, but you'll see how skewed things can get.
Skewed numbers.
Well, yeah, I'm quite happy to just start from page 1 of the wrap.
Let's go. It says, in 2025, how many games did you play in total?
I played 18 games, 12 on PS5 and 6 on PS4.
Do you think it just counts your PS4 games that you played on, like, you know, the PS4 specific?
Yeah, this is where I don't know whether I'm guessing it identifies games as PS4 or PS5 versions because I didn't play a single game on my PS4.
Right.
So things like Tales of Symphonia, which is in there, that doesn't have a PS5 version, so that'll probably count towards my PS4 list.
Yeah, I thought that as well. So top 5 games. If I was to guess your top game, your number 1 most played game,
which is wrong based on the stats they give me, but
did you play Metaphor this year? Or was that last year?
It was this year. I started last year, but I went into this year, and it is on my list at number 3.
Oh, number 3. God, that was I pulled that one out.
With 133 hours and 15%.
Oh, so that means your number 1's higher than that, right? So that means it's definitely a JRPG.
My number one is not correct. Okay. You will not guess based on that length of time what my number 1 is, because it's definitely not that long.
Right. Okay. I'm going to go with your number 1 played game in terms of hours, whether they're real or not. Expedition 33.
That is in at number 5 on 111 hours.
111 hours.
See what I mean?
They're skewed. Looking at mine, yours are definitely skewed then.
Yeah, because I can tell you from looking at my top 5, Expedition 33 probably should be 1 or 2.
Right. I can't remember what else you've been playing. Tales of something.
Tales of Symphonia is in at number 2. 133 hours. I do think that will be actually in my top 3 most played games.
Right. Okay.
Alongside Metaphor and Claire Obscura. I'd say them. Okay. It's between them 3 this year.
My final guess for your top 5.
So there's 2 more to get.
2 more to get. Ghost of Yotei?
That is in at number 1, 140 hours.
140 hours?
I told you.
Yours is wildly wrong. It has to be wildly wrong. Yeah, you'd be useless for the IGN how long to beat website. Your statistics just throw their whole algorithm off completely.
Yeah. There's one more.
Oh God, I can't even think now. I'm blanking on what games. If I look at my games list from this year, see if there's anything that I played.
It's not on your list. Unless you played without telling me.
Nah. You want to give me a clue? In the interest of New Year's Eve and family games and stuff.
It's a remaster.
It's a remaster. Is it Final Fantasy remaster? Nah, it's not this year. Not this year.
I think Xbox.
Xbox. I could have guessed this as well, even though my brain's blanking on it. Don't tell me. Chat, don't tell me either. Oblivion.
Yeah.
Yes.
112 hours. Which again, I reckon that and Ghost of Yotei are closer to this 60 mark in reality.
I could have guessed that.
Tales of Symphonia, I would guess around about 80. Metaphor and Claire Obscure probably closer to the 100.
Nice one. So give them in order for our audience who are tracking them along.
As it's on my list, starting at number 5, Claire Obscure, 111 hours. Number 4, Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, 112 hours. Metaphor Fantasio, 133 hours. Tales of Symphonia Remastered, 133 hours. Ghost of Yotei, 140 hours.
140 hours. That's quite a list. It's quite a list.
What about yours?
Do you want to guess?
Oh, God. What have you played? What games have come out? There's been no games come out this year. Hello Kitty Island Adventure in number 1.
That's on Xbox. Don't touch that shit on PlayStation.
Ghost of Yotei, I reckon's in there somewhere.
Ghost of Yotei in at number 3 with 55 hours played. And I have the Platinum Trophy, so that's... when you said 100
so me
something,
guessing
it's like...
around about 60 hours, it's like, that's...
So just half whatever your hours played are.
Oh, God. You played Claire Obscure, I'm going to guess that's number 1.
That is number 1, coming in at 76 hours. To get the Platinum as well.
Oh, God.
So apparently we're a big enough show for sponsorship now, guys, so check out this ad.
Looking to add a new shelled friend to your reptile collection? Tortoisetown offers the absolute best selection of healthy, captive-bred tortoises for sale online. We ship directly to your home or business and offer every type of tortoise species, ranging from the tiniest of tortoises to the largest species. This includes everything from the Eastern Hermans and Russian tortoise to the medium-sized tortoises like redfoots and cherryheads. We also offer large tortoises like leopard tortoises, African sulcata tortoises, and one of the largest tortoises in the world, the Aldabra tortoise. Visit us online at www.tortoisetown.com.
What else have you played? You haven't played any games this year. You've only played them 2. That's the truth.
Well, you've got 1 and 3, so there's a game sandwiched between them that I did play for many, many hours. In fact, as a clue, this game was only 1 hour short of my playtime for Claire Obscure.
So it's a big game. I am completely blank.
Isn't it weird how we talk about games every single week?
I know.
And yet when you're on the podium, it's like, nothing's came out in 2025. And if you're trying to cheat, I've hid my list.
I noticed you did that. Helldivers, is that made onto the list?
No, that one. I did play a little bit this year, but it was the year before where it was predominant in my cycle.
I feel like we haven't had a lot of crossover in terms of games we've played.
If it helps, I'm pretty sure your girlfriend's played it and platinumed it.
Oh, that doesn't... Oh, it's Assassin's Creed Shadows.
It is Assassin's Creed Shadows, yeah.
I was going to say, that doesn't narrow things down. She plays a lot of games and
75 hours, indeed. So,
I should get her to do this episode.
You should, yeah. So collectively,
I've
I've spent basically 120 hours in feudal Japan, collectively between Shadows and Yotei.
So number 4 and 5, Mafia Old Country.
I don't think you'll get these. No, Mafia Old Country didn't make it into the top 5. So probably because it is a shorter experience.
Yeah.
That's probably why. You won't get these. One of them is a game that you and me always go back to when we get that little itch, but we never platinum it, never go online with it. We just enjoy it for a brief period of the year.
What, FIFA?
Yeah.
EA Sports FC. Yeah.
FC 24. Because I've held off on buying the new one and just keep going back to my save career. 45 hours on FC 24 this year.
I still haven't bought an EAFC. The last football game I bought was a FIFA game.
An actual FIFA. Wow.
Yeah.
So FC 24 coming in just under 10 hours of the Ghost of Yotei time. So I'm guessing I got the itch at some point when the season started. I did a
You know what? Now we're talking
manager.
about it, I remember you saying you had a bit of an itch in the summer. Oh, was it back in maybe September as well? Like as the transfer window opens and stuff.
Yeah. So when it
Looking
jumped
forward to
into
new
it, when
season for Newcastle.
yeah, something like that. And then number 5, which I think it's slightly skewed now because number 5's locked in, but I believe I've played Dispatch for longer now. But the way it does the wrap ups, I'm guessing they don't update after they're kind of locked in. So I think Dispatch would be at number 5 with 36 hours. But however, we've got a PlayStation Classic has snuck in at 35 hours. If you can recall some of the PlayStation Classics I've played. So these are the PlayStation Plus catalog games that get added into the mix.
Did you play some of the Sly Cooper games this year?
I certainly did.
Is it one of them?
It is one of them. It's the last one, Sly 3, Honor Among Thieves, coming in at 35 hours.
I was leaning towards either Sly Cooper or Uncharted, but then when you said 33 hours, like it's not taking you 33 hours to complete an Uncharted game when you already have the platinums as well.
No, plus, I think the Uncharted Nathan Drake collection, I think it just tallies up at total. So actually, on my dashboard, I think I've played that Uncharted collection for 155 hours. If my memory serves me right.
I think you could get through Uncharted 1, 2, 3, and 4 in less than 33 hours.
Oh, yeah, most likely. I think I powered through. Because the 2 playthroughs up on the channel, isn't it? So I think I got through all of that in 4 streams, maybe.
So that's probably like somewhere between 5 and 10 hours.
Yeah. So good little wrap up. I'm a role player. Is my gaming style? What are you?
I'm a thrill seeker.
Ooh.
I'm not sure.
I'm surprised. It's just a generic term, isn't it? On there.
If you look at 4 of the games on my list, 3 of the games are basically would describe as JRPGs, and the other 2 are more Western RPGs. But apparently, I'm a thrill seeker.
You're a dirty thrill seeker.
Action adventure. Total played hours.
Yeah, total played hours on your PlayStation 5 is
852.
But it's skewed, isn't it?
Yes.
Right. So I've clocked in at 472 with
how many play sessions?
355 play sessions.
391.
391. And does yours tell you your Portal results?
No.
Mine does. It says PlayStation Portal player, 95 hours played, 228 play sessions, and 13 different... If you scroll down, is it just further down the page?
It's not. I've got upgrade your gaming. Perhaps it's time to get the new PS5 Pro, and then your favorite controller, which is the white DualSense, which is wrong because it's definitely been the Portal.
Oh, but that's not a controller though.
I'd count it.
It's got. I mean, on mine.
In terms of,
it's not a controller.
In terms of what it says here, like how you interact with the game.
It's not a controller.
It is. It's got a screen in the middle.
So if I told anyone in the general public to go into Argos on my behalf, go buy me a controller,
in that sense, but in the sense of for a wrap, I feel like Portal could be in there.
Let us know in the comments below if Richie's wrong. Mine was Volcanic Red. Annoyingly enough, they've spelt volcanic with a lowercase v, and it really irritates me. Don't know why, but it does.
But it is my favourite.
Yeah. My favourite one is the 30th anniversary one, but I ain't using it that much because I'm just wary of stick drift or damaging it or whatever. Moving on though, thank you for being a member. I've been a PlayStation Plus member for 13.3 years.
I'm on 10.2.
10.2. And both of us may be cancelling our membership in the new year because we realise that actually this year we've barely played anything.
Yeah, we talked about this before the show. Like, I haven't played a single PlayStation Plus game this year. I'm not even sure I played any last year, and because I'm only on like the entry level, the essential tier at the moment. Yeah. The only other benefit is online gaming, which I don't think you should have to pay for, and I also don't use. So shame. My annual membership ends in January, so like cancelling Xbox, is it time to say goodbye to PlayStation Plus for the time being?
Got to pinch them pennies. How many trophies did you earn in 2025?
Is that on the next page? I earned.
I hope so.
331.
331. That's not too bad.
6 platinum, 28 gold, 52 silver, and 245 bronze.
Good showing. I'm on 478 trophies with 10 platinums, 53 gold, 122 silver, and 293 bronze. But technically it's 11.
Happy with that.
It's 11 platinums because I've also got Dispatch as of yesterday.
Yeah, I'm happy with my showing there, considering some of the sizable games I've played. Like between things like Elder Scrolls 4, Clay Obscure, Tales of Symphonia, which is probably about 100 hours, and I didn't even get the platinum on it.
Yeah.
Metal Gear Solid, I didn't get the platinum on.
Oh, I know, and you were so close as well.
I know.
You were so close. But yeah, that's our PlayStation wrap-ups for 2025. Share yours in our Discord server. There is a PlayStation thread, but yeah, it'd be great to see what everyone else has been playing, how our tastes align up. But Richie, sorry,
I was just clicking through and saw my social stats. Guess how many hours I've played online?
I'd hate to think how little. 0, 1, 4 hours online. What game would that be?
Is almost certainly Helldivers.
Oh yes, we did a Helldivers.
Yeah, Helldivers, Lego Horizon Adventures.
Yeah, true. 4 hours. There you go. 2
That's
hours.
probably it,
2 hours of stream. 2 hours of stream. Wow, we're such social butterflies when it comes to online gaming. But Richie, the bulk of our show is always made up of our Game of the Year 2025. I've got my list of games that I've played throughout the year. Some old, some new. Inherently, we will probably give our GamerGuildTV Game of the Year to a game that came out exclusively in the 2025 calendar year. Remakes and stuff, they can be up for discussion. But for example, I ain't giving Sly Cooper 3 Honor Among Thieves my 2025 Game of the Year. Unfortunately,
we can talk about it.
We can talk about it. Exactly.
I think for our channel's Game of the Year has to be a game that came out in the calendar year of 2025. Yeah. Our personals can be what's our favorite game that we played this year.
Exactly. And we should caveat and asterisk all of this with we don't have the time to play every game. So if you are out there watching along now and you thoroughly enjoyed a game that we've either not played or we've not spoke about enough, we apologise, but we have other things to do in our lives. We have jobs, families, other commitments and other tastes, more importantly. And again, you should remember every Game of the Year, whether it's Jeff Keighley's Game Awards, it's the DICE Awards, it's GameSpot, IGN, it doesn't mean anything. It's just enjoy the games that you want to enjoy. What your favourite game was will most likely differ to what a lot of other people's game was, but that's why it's your Game of the Year. This is just our Game of the Year. And you're wrong, of course. It's completely wrong. It is, in fact, Sly Cooper 2, Band of Thieves on the PS2. Right, Richie, where do you want to start with this one? I'll throw the ball over to you to kickstart us off. Just pick a game you'd like to talk about, because I think we always know going into these things the culmination of what we're probably going to gear towards for our collective Game of the Year. So I think rather than jumping in on that one, do you want to skate around the side a little bit and pick out some gems from 2025?
I think I'm just going to start at the first game I played this year, which I literally played for the first time on New Year's Day.
Okay.
Which is a game that you own because it's literally your copy that I played.
Did you give it back?
I did. Yeah, I did. I don't know I think you lent it to. Last time I knew you lent it to a different one of our friends. Yeah. Whether you're seen again after that, but I give it back.
It's gone now.
Lego Horizon Adventures.
Actually, you know what? To be fair, start with Lego. Go through your full list so the audience have like a version of what we have played.
So the main games that I played, I played Pokemon. Other than PlayStation, I played Pokemon Violet on Switch. Did I play another Pokemon? I think I might have played some of Pokemon Shield.
You think you went back to it or something before?
I think I went back to it, but I don't think I finished it. I think I was just filling time. I didn't play anything noteworthy on Xbox. I played a bit of Avowed, and that was about it. I played a bit of Football Manager, but nothing worth going into. So the games I've played on PlayStation this year were Lego Horizon Adventures, Metaphor Refantasio, Split Fiction, Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, Final Fantasy X HD, Clay Obscure Expedition 33, Helldivers 2 is in there briefly, 2 hours. Solid Delta, Snake Eater, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2, played a bit of that, Gossyote, Dragon Quest 11S, but I only played a few hours of that before I bought Tales of Symphonia, and I'm rounding out the year with Octopath Traveler 0.
Wow.
So there's some biggies in there, and a few little ones sprinkled in, but not a huge selection of games really in there.
Yeah, bit of a mix. My rundown was, I think I kickstarted January off by just wanting a palate cleanser from probably whatever massive game I played over Christmas. I played Cocoon on the PS5. a nice little puzzle game. Then I did Indiana Jones Staff of Kings, which was the PS5 re-release. I think that was probably just heading into Christmas. I think I did a first look for the channel because the new Indiana Jones game had just came out, Great Circle, and this got a PS5 release. And the PS2 first look that I did leading up to the Great Circle was so hilariously bad. I felt honoured to go back and get the Platinum Trophy for the Staff of Kings game. Sly Cooper 2. So I basically did like a retro kickstart to start my year. Then I played Avowed on Xbox. TMNT Cowabunga Collection. South of Midnight was my kind of like first big one for the year that I was looking forward to. Really enjoyed that. Can't wait to go back to it on PS5. Assassin's Creed Shadows was next, so big chunky boy. Then Claire Obscure Expedition 33, which I think at the time neither of us knew if we were going to play it or not. Mafia the Old Country. Donkey Kong Bonanza on the Switch 2, so bang in the middle of my year, which makes sense because that's when the Switch 2 came out in June. So Donkey Kong Bonanza, Bluey the video game with my daughter, Gears of War Reloaded on PS5, Metal Gear Solid Delta on PS5, Hollow Knight Silksong on the Xbox for a few hours, Ghost of Yotei PS5, Keeper on the Xbox, that was just like 2 months ago or something. Lego Voyages, started with my wife, still haven't finished it yet. She either keeps falling asleep.
You haven't still finished Split Fiction?
No, actually, was that this year? That should be on my list as well. Yeah, Split Fiction should be in there then, probably around the Avowed time. I must have missed Split Fiction.
I finished it in April.
Yeah, probably around the Avowed time. I'll add it to my list. Lego Voyages, as I mentioned. Sly Cooper 3 a couple of weeks ago. And then, recently Dispatch just finished. So, again, a more condensed list, not much real multiplayer. Again, I will have played like Helldivers and stuff, and we'll have done stuff on stream. But when I say played, I mean like actually dedicated time to sit down and
I played Pokemon Blue.
You did? You played the entirety of Pokemon Blue on the channel. But there'll be plenty of videos that we actually did play and check out. But where do you want to focus on? You kind of shine your torch initially to kickstart from some of your top games of 2025.
I feel like, I don't know why, I feel like I want to go back to Metaphor. Because in my head, that was a 2024 game, but because I think it came out in November 2024. Mm-hmm. But somehow I was playing it into March still. So it took me 3 months and 2 weeks to platinum the game. So I think I did take a break halfway through playing it, which is probably why things like I played Astrobot and Lego Horizon Adventures in between. Like starting and finishing Metaphor because it was such a big title.
Yeah,
but phenomenal game. But in my head, it's a 2024 game.
Yep.
So I'd say the first game really that came out this year that I really sunk my teeth into was Split Fiction.
Split Fiction, and you finished it right with your
yes, got the platinum. Yeah.
Got the platinum as well. Wow.
Mm-hmm. But
there's no chance me getting that.
Over half is mine's a
gamer,
big gamer, and yours is not.
No, she's a teacher, so unfortunately,
and there was
she
something
loses all the time.
Towards the end of the game that, there was some trophies near the end that were actually quite tricky to get. Mm-hmm. So I feel like she would probably get quite frustrated.
Yeah, she was at certain parts during our just general playthrough, and nothing you can do about that.
Yeah. Especially when you have to go and find all the collectibles, like sitting on every single bench, I can see her not being interested in doing that.
Not in the slightest. So I'll never bother. That's why I was hoping Lego Voyages would be okay. We're about like 2/3 through, so I think I can get that one over Christmas. That'll probably be my first platinum of 2026, I would guess.
Yeah. Well, Split Fiction, great game, great co-op. I mean, Haze Light Studios continue to be masters of the co-op storytelling experience.
They really are. Kind of in a weird way, missed out on the Game Awards quite a lot, didn't they? Joseph Fares didn't even get a chance to get up on stage and fuck the Oscars and everything like that this year.
It was in and around the conversation in a few categories, but I think, oddly enough, it came out too early in the year.
Yeah, like recency bias kind of lost a little bit. Yeah,
because I think it was was it a March release?
Yeah, it was definitely like springtime.
So there was a lot of time for people to play it, enjoy it, move on and forget about it.
Yeah, but what we played of it, because we did get probably about 2/3 through, Really fun. I think everything you said there is like everything kind of Hazelight is now known for is good bit of comedy, light-hearted, various different puzzle types and genre types, I guess.
Yeah, every level takes on its own characteristics with different gameplay, but there is some deep, like, emotional storytelling at the heart of the game.
Yeah. I'm just watching the trailer back now, and it's like, I never got to the part where you play as a dragon.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm watching this thinking like, oh man, I didn't get to that bit.
I don't feel like you got that far in the game then.
I feel like I did. I feel like we did though. Like I'd done the whole cyberpunk. Although now I'm watching it now and I'm watching this trailer. I'm thinking I don't remember being a ball and a boat at that point. I'm like, that looks fun. Why haven't I done that bit either?
You need to play it.
We might get to it over Christmas. We'll see. But yeah, from what I did play of it, really enjoyed it. Do you think Hazelight's next game will be in the same vein, or do you think they'll maybe try and diverge a little bit? They've done 3 games now back to back to back, and it's.
I think they're going to stick with what they know. I think that's what is defining the studio. I think there will be an interesting twist on the next game, but I think it will be still predominantly a co-op experience.
Okay, interesting. Would you rank up there with the top games for the year, or do you think similar to recency bias, and you've been there, done it before with It Takes Two and stuff, that it's maybe lost its shine a little bit, for lack of a better term? Because I enjoyed it, but similar to what you said, it's like, but it isn't coming anywhere near my Game of the Year conversation. I
enjoyed it. I think it deserves a shout out for what it is, but it's not breaking into my top 5.
Yeah. That's fair.
There's other games, there's some bigger games that came out that really kind of pushed it out. I feel like the back end of the year was a bit stronger than the front of the year this year.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So Split Fiction. I'll take one next then. I'm going to jump over to South of Midnight. So especially for me. So it's not going to be in my top ones, because I think there's other great games that we've played this year. But it's definitely my top 5, I think. South of Midnight was one that I was quite disappointed at the Game Awards at how, I guess, little screen time it got. And I do think that's more of a credit to some of the other games that have came out this year. It's right in my kind of wheelhouse of third person, storytelling, great characters, all of that kind of stuff. But just, yeah, I can't think where to even start with it. The music's phenomenal. I think what intrigued me the most leading into it was teaching me and telling me stories of a culture that I'm very basically ignorant to. Like the deep south in America, like Louisiana swamp, and their music, their own mythology about like spooky stories and ghosts and like the boogeyman and stuff like that. And the art style was really, really great. But all in all, it just came together with a nice homely story, fun gameplay mechanics that reminded me a little bit of Kena Bridge of Spirits in a simple way. Quite reduced, and more importantly, not that long of a game. I think the campaign was maybe 10-ish, 12 hours tops.
Yeah, I really liked the look of it, and I just didn't get round to playing. I was playing other stuff at the time. When did it come out, actually?
It was about March, April. Like, bang in probably just before. I think it was in and around Avowed. Did it come out probably a few weeks after Avowed, maybe? Because I think I dropped Avowed to play South of Midnight.
Yeah, I think I was playing Avowed, but I was also going back to Split Fiction at the time, and then Elder Scrolls came out.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
But yeah, South of Midnight, it's one of those where I enjoyed it so much, similar to Indiana Jones, where I was so thrilled to see this announced for PS5, because this is one of them, to a credit to the developers and the storytelling and the characters. I want to go back and experience it again, but more importantly, giving me that target of a platinum trophy, I'm 100% there for it. So I'll buy it, I'll keep it, hopefully they get a physical release, because that'll really irritate me if it doesn't get it. If it doesn't get a physical release, that'll make me rethink buying it. It's that on the fence where I thoroughly enjoyed it, but I ain't going to drop 40 odd quid on a game that I'm not going to have on my shelf that I've already got on Xbox Game Pass. Yeah, so but yeah, there's not really much more to say about South of Midnight. If you are looking for a fun, short, condensed time with some nice combat, a really wholesome story, and more importantly, I think that cultural thing is really important. If you've ever watched like Princess and the Frog and you know a little bit about the Bayou and the type of music and the jazz and stuff and what they're into, similar to like why I enjoyed playing Assassin's Creed Origins and Assassin's Creed Odyssey and stuff so much. It's like just that insight into a whole different world that I'm never going to experience in real life. I'm probably never going to find myself down in Louisiana or anywhere like that. I would love to go to New Orleans at one point, but again, it's probably not going to be on my radar in reality. So I'd love to go have some gumbo and listen to some jazz music and stuff and go for a walk around, see all this like beautifully French-inspired architecture and stuff, but it's probably going to be through South of Midnight. I'm going to experience that. So, yeah, really recommend it. It probably creeps in at number 5 for me, give or take.
Yeah, I think for me, number 5 is probably Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. It's hard because I love the game, and it is a game probably of every game of my list. It's the one I'm probably most likely to go back to time and time and time again for ever, really. But it is a remaster of a game that I have previously played millions of times. So it's not really a new experience. It is the best way to revisit a beloved classic. And although I have the platinum, it's one of them games where next time I play the game, there's still tons of stuff that I didn't do last time. Because the platinum list wasn't too bad. It was largely main quest and the major side story, so like the Fighters Guild, Mages Guild, Thieves Guilds, etc. There wasn't, but there's still tons and loads like random storylines. Some of the best storytelling in the game isn't related to any sort of trophy stuff. But at the time I was playing and Claire Obscura was just round the corner, I was like, I made the decision to focus on getting the platinum, and with the idea that I'd go back and play other content at another time on a different playthrough in the future.
Yeah.
And stuff I've already played before, so...
And to its point as well, you opted not to play this for free on Game Pass and actually buy it to play on PlayStation. So what was your reasoning behind that, to remind our audience?
The reason was the Portal. Because especially... pretty much this year, the Portal has been my major way I've played games. It started kind of last year after we got the Portal, but more and more I found myself playing the Portal because my girlfriend tends to play on the TV in the living room. I tend to be sat next to her playing on the Portal. Xboxes don't have a good solution to that. I know there's good solutions out there, but the solutions are more expensive than I'm willing to pay.
Yeah.
When what I want is the Portal, but green. At the sort of price point where, to this day, I still think you're looking over £400 to be able to play my Xbox games in a similar vein, compared to £200 on the Portal.
Black Friday at 179 quid. You could get that's an absolute bargain.
As the former host of the Xbox podcast, I can honestly say I've fallen away this year a lot from the Xbox ecosystem.
Yeah, I have as well. Like, not through intention. Like, I've enjoyed the games I've played. Like, again, totally got my money's worth.
It's how I've adapted over the last 2 years my life's changed quite a lot in the last 2 years, to how I've approached games. When I was single, sat at my own house on my own, I would be sat at my desk playing games predominantly. So the setup I have here, where I've got my PlayStation and my Xbox and my Switch all connected to my PC and stuff, was fantastic. It's fantastic for that.
Yeah.
But I don't do that as much anymore.
Yeah, it's interesting how...
So the Portal has become the perfect solution for me.
You remember when, like, just rewinding... I know this is 2025, but rewinding the clock when I got the Portal initially, and it fit my needs basis, because I had a daughter. And
I was skeptical at the Portal at first.
And
because it didn't have the full cloud experience.
Yeah.
I could see the niche, but I wasn't in it. But now I'm very much am.
And it has the cloud experience too.
Yeah,
not that either of us use it, but it's there and it's what we said. And then to echo that as well, Tom has a Portal and he's played more games these last 12 months than he's played since he's had his kids, because the Portal just creates that utility that works so well. But yeah, it's interesting you say how it does change and evolve. And back to I guess my reflection point on that is I think the Xbox ecosystem is great if you are fully in it. I got my money's value out of things like South of Midnight. I really enjoyed playing Keeper earlier on in the year, and if I wasn't so PlayStation inclined, I would have played Expedition 33 probably on the Xbox. But it goes back to that kind of that brand ecosystem that way. I think both of us self-admittedly are tied to is like, I like my trophies, I like my PlayStation interface. It's just like, it's the kind of the enemy, the devil you're familiar with. Is that I'm there. I'm on Team Blue. If I was to pick one, it's always going to land on Team Blue.
I don't play games for the sake of getting trophies. I'm not one of these people who chases trophies, and it's more about the trophies than the game.
Oh yeah,
but the game I've really enjoyed. I love getting that platinum. I love having that just nice little tick done. But to be honest, it was Avowed. Avowed's the one that kind of can't push me away from the Xbox ecosystem.
Wow, there's a box quote.
Nothing to do with the game, but because I was playing that on Game Pass on my PC, I found that I wasn't playing it very often. So I wasn't getting my teeth stuck into it.
Yeah.
That's why when it came to Oblivion, I made the decision to buy the game on PlayStation rather than play it for free on Xbox.
Wild. But yeah, so we shall see what the future of Xbox holds. Both of us, our Xbox Series S membership plan, whatever it was called, has lapsed now, hasn't it, as well? So
yes, mine has.
It's going to be very interesting next year because you've still got a Switch 2 potentially to pick up at some point. So Xbox might be. We didn't really cover it on last week's news, but Xbox was pipped to sales in November across Black Friday by this. Did you see the little cube box?
Yeah, I couldn't read the article because you put a veg article and for some reason wanted me to pay for a membership to read it, so I didn't get to read it fully. But I know the gist of it. Yeah,
it's basically, ironically enough, it's an Xbox Connect that you play like motion-based games in the living room, and it came in third under the PlayStation, Switch, the Cube. What was it called? I need the name for it before we continue. The Next Playground. The Next Playground. Yeah, it's there. The Next Playground. Which is wild and ironic at the same time. But yeah, back to the games then, I guess, in terms of where I would want to go next with this one. Let's see. I mean, we'll get some of the little ones out the way as well. All of the PlayStation retro games that I've enjoyed. Sly Cooper franchise, fantastic. Like, if you've never played a Sly Cooper game, if you enjoy Ghost of Tsushima and you enjoyed Infamous, you will enjoy Sly Cooper quite easily because it's the same DNA that's in all of their games. It's a fun platformer. The characters are just so humorous. But yeah, I got the platinum for Sly 2 and Sly 3 this year. So that's the whole Sly Cooper trilogy finished up for me. That was done by Sucker Punch. I do have over there Sly Cooper Thieves in Time, which is the fourth entry in the series, but it was made by another studio on the PS3. So it's kind of like unique unto itself, and the franchise never went anywhere after that. So I don't know if that means the game's bad, or maybe just they moved on to Infamous and did other things, and the kind of PlayStation just left it behind, as they did with a lot of IP, Killzone. But yeah, played them, enjoyed them. Special shout out to TMNT Cowabunga Collection. I always loved a good TMNT game in the arcades, but it was a very quick, easy platinum. Enjoyed that one. I actually played it on Xbox, enjoyed it, and then picked it up on PlayStation because I checked how quick the platinum was, and you could get it basically within 2 hours.
I'm terrible at them kind of side-scrolly beat 'em up.
Same. But I think it was on PlayStation Plus. I didn't buy it. It was on PlayStation Plus. I think I just started playing it, checked the trophy list, and it was like, oh, you can get the platinum in 2 hours. So I was like, you know what? I'm enjoying it. I'll just commit the time tonight, and I got it. So there you go. It's another platinum. I think one we can both talk about, which we both definitely enjoy, but it won't be in our Game of the Year list, is probably Metal Gear Solid Delta.
I think it makes it into my top 5.
Oh, really? Okay. Expound a little bit then. Why does it make it into your top 5?
I've never played Metal Gear Solid 3 before.
That's where we differ, isn't it? I've been there and done that, right? Okay, talk to me about Snake.
So I do like Metal Gear Solid, but I've never played Metal Gear, because I never played Metal Gear Solid 3, because that was PS3, wasn't it?
Yes. No.
Yeah.
PS2. PS2.
2? Was it 2?
Mm-hmm.
I thought, all right.
No, there's only Metal Gear 4 that was on PS3. And Revengeance.
Yeah, either way, I never played it. So it was, but I always heard it was like one of the most beloved Metal Gear Solid games ever. It's kind of the origin story for Big Boss. So I was like, I've somehow managed to stay away from most of the major story beats throughout my life. So this was a new experience for me, and we need another Metal Gear Solid game.
Oh.
Like, it's been ages since 5, so that style of game.
Did you play 5 as well and 4?
Yeah, I've played 5. I haven't played 4. But
Right.
but I think as well, going back to the old style Metal Gear Solid, where the 5 took the game open world.
Mm-hmm.
With this being a more quite condensed linear like pathway through the game, focused on smaller areas, stealthing through them. A bit of slapstick comedy here and there. I just really enjoyed it. The platinum is an absolute bugger though.
What was the last trophy that you needed? Was it
Oh,
one? Was it one
complete
that
the
got
game and, like-
outstanding? Was it just the
Yeah,
one?
it's like complete just the one. Yeah, get the Foxhound title, so you have to complete the game. I'll read here actually.
And I quote:
Extreme difficulty or European extreme difficulty. Beat the game in under 5 hours with 0 continues, 0 layers, 0 kills, which means having to do that includes boss fights. So you have to use non-lethal victories in the boss fights, which is an absolute bugger. Under 20 series injuries. Under 5 life bars of damage taken, no life medicine used, no special items, which includes an infinity phase paint, stealth camo, and the easy gun.
And use your controller upside down.
But so it's like, but it's also again under 5 hours. So
That's
it's
a
not even.
that's
you
a
can
lot of
take your
parameters.
time. You can just save and reload and save and reload and save and reload. But I think I got to, it might have been the pain.
The pain.
It was one of the bosses I got to, and I just couldn't anymore. I when you feel like you're banging your head against the wall, and it's like I think I did actually beat him. It was the pain. I beat him, but I was like, do I want to keep doing this?
Yeah, you never know where you're at with your clock as well, because you're like, am I ahead of time or am I tracking behind? Like, you could get literally to the end and be 10 minutes short, and then somehow have to find 10 minutes back.
I could spend an entire afternoon on a weekend going for that trophy, and get the end of the thing going, we didn't get it.
Yeah,
Need to try again tomorrow. And it's just like, I'm ready to move on.
Yeah, too much. Soundtrack though,
shame. Awesome,
so good. Yeah,
greatest ladder climber ever.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Snake Eater, yeah. It's and it is the year of the snake, 2025. We're about to see out the year of the snake, so yeah, great to see Delta back. Are you wanting to see one remake next, off the back of this success? I think I'm the same. Yeah, give us 1, 2, and then that gives you enough time to figure out how the hell you port. Because we still think we're getting a Metal Gear collection for. Which ones do we get in the original? Was it 1, 2, and 3 in the Metal Gear Collection Volume 1? So we should be getting 4, 5, and Ground Zeroes, and there's rumours about portable ops. Peace Walker portable ops. Yeah. So we're interested to see where we go with that one. But yeah, shout out to that one.
A remake of 1 and a Metal Gear 6.
Yes. Any other honourable mentions you like to throw in? As we kind of sandwich them in between bigger titles.
Quick honourable mentions to Tales of Symphonia. It's a classic JRPG that I've never played before. It is a remastered version I played, and to be honest, I could do with a remake. The combat kind of sucks nowadays, but the story is awesome. Really good game. Absolutely happy, glad I played it. I played a bit of Tony Hawk's in between stuff. I replayed Final Fantasy X. Story didn't go for the platinum. Again, that's another insane platinum. It took me about 4 times longer than the story to get the platinum. So it was a kind of a filler game between stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they were the main ones. Pokemon Violet. I played it. I replayed it again. Actually completed it this time because I didn't the first time I played it when it first came out.
Okay.
I enjoyed it more this time. It is definitely running better than when it first came out. I'm still not a great lover of how big the open world is. It's just a bit too unnecessarily big, to be honest. And I'm one of them. I like to explore every nook and cranny, and because the world's too big, it's hard to do that. And it feels like you're moving on because you miss it, and you're missing stuff and leaving stuff behind. And I don't like doing that. Yeah, I prefer the older Pokemon games where they a touch more linear. Yeah, I get that. It's a personal preference thing.
Yeah, and we'll get to that, I guess, with what's to come in 2026 because there's a new Pokemon game on the way. Yeah, I agree with that. I guess special shout out as well for me to Gears of War Reloaded. I think we've both experienced Gears of War a little bit more this past 2 years. I want to say now. We played 1 and 2, right? Back to back almost. Well, not back to back, but it felt like it. Yeah. But it came to PlayStation eventually. I did get it on PS5. It was one of those where I played through the campaign, enjoyed it, got all the dog tags, all that kind of stuff, and then I looked at the trophies and I was like, no way in hell. Like back to our point at the start of the show, I was like, I'm not doing this. It was like 10,000 multiplayer kills and collect all the tags on the hardest difficulty, and the difficulty ramps up massively. Like I was dying quite a lot.
It feels like a trophy. It feels like a trophy list from 20 years ago.
It pretty much is copy and pasted. But you know, it was a unique experience playing it on the PS5. It looked great. I'm excited for E-Day because I think E-Day is probably going to come in date maybe on
any
PS5.
Day?
And any day now. But yeah, it was nice to see it, and I think same with Halo Campaign Evolved, probably in 2026. I'll be playing it on PlayStation because by the sounds of it, you and me might not be playing that much Xbox games in the foreseeable future. So I'll be picking it up on PS5, and let's hopefully they do kind of look at the trophy list a little bit on that one. But yeah, just wanted an honourable mention out to that one.
I mean, if Xbox brought out an equivalent of a Portal or something in the similar price bracket, suddenly I'm very much paying more attention.
Yeah, it might change.
But they haven't helped themselves by putting all the games on PlayStation either.
They've not. No, it makes it easy to think, well, I'll just stay over here then if that's it.
Yeah.
And then little small ones. That's probably Keeper is a fun little game on Xbox. You can finish it in probably like 5 hours or something. If you wanted like a little palette cleanser, something that's quite artistic and different, Double Fine did a great job with that one. I enjoyed it. Similar to Lego Voyages. Like I played it with you a little bit. I played it with my wife a little bit. Played with my brother a little bit. You're just a Lego block rolling around. Super chill. Nothing really going on. It's a Lego Voyage. Basically, enjoy it. Any other little interstitial ones you want to throw in there?
I'm going to throw Octopath Zero in here.
Okay.
Because I'm probably only about 20 hours into the game. It's everything I wanted that game to be. It's the next Octopath game. They've changed things up in an interesting way. Instead of having 8 party members that you can pick start off in any order, and each of them have their own own storyline. And that's why it's Octopath. There's 8 paths to play through.
8 Octopaths.
This one with Zero, they have focused very much on you create a character, and that character is the protagonist. Mm-hmm. You have access to all 8 major jobs, like what classes you are. You can change them as you go, and you meet other characters throughout the game. There is definitely more than 7 other characters, but you are playing a more structured narrative instead of like 8 short stories. Yeah. It is one bigger story, and it has a bit of a village building thing, which is quite fun.
Yeah, I've heard that. Was that from another game that pulled over?
Yeah, it's got some criticisms because they had a mobile game, Champions of the Continent, where they've drawn some in, and there is some stuff where the developers that have come out and talk about in terms of characters, because they're set in the same land that Octopath 1 was set. So there is recurring characters, but some of these characters kind of break their own stories a bit by appearing. But basically what the developer said is like, yeah, they're basically there for fan service. If it's a playable character from a later game that you have, it's not canon.
Right, okay.
So
this isn't
like a bit of an odd choice.
This isn't like a Far Cry reskin where you get like Far Cry New Dawn overlapping the previous map. Is it like one for one like that?
No, it's a prequel. It does it's not a 1-for-1 like reskin of the map.
Yeah.
Most of the areas of Octopath 1 do reoccur in this game.
Right.
But the map is much bigger. And it took me about 15 hours before I got anywhere close to one of the areas from Octopath 1.
Okay.
So you start off like at a point in the map that's further north than anywhere you go in Octopath 1. And I'm now just working my way into them lands.
The art style is so beautiful.
But yeah,
as well.
It's gorgeous.
It's just got such a unique view to it.
It runs smooth as butter as well on like the PlayStation 5.
Oh, I can imagine. It probably runs great on the Switch.
I'm so looking forward to breaking up from work and just having that stretch of time where I can go, right, I can spend a couple of days just playing some games and just sink my teeth into Octopath.
So as a non-Octopath player, would you say Zero's maybe a good place to start then before the first one now?
Yeah, I'd say you can jump into 0, 1, or 2 in any order. I think you'd be fine.
Do you think this is like a spin-off game and then we get a third Octopath Traveler in the years to come? Or is it just considered part of the trilogy now? Because the churning them out are quite a rate.
I don't know, because this is the only one that actually links in to any of the others. 1 and 2 are not linked in it. They're in completely different lands. There's no real crossover. So this is the only one that links in. So the Octopath 3 could be a completely standalone game again.
Right.
So I don't know. I'm not sure where they'll go next with the series. I'm not far enough into Octopath Zero to even have a good, I can see what they might be setting up or something.
Okay, fair enough. Interesting. And obviously you'll give us our updates when the podcast resumes its normal cadence.
Yeah. I'm going to be playing this one in January, so don't worry, guys. You'll hear
updates are coming. One I want to throw out there. It is an honourable mention for me because it didn't make it into my top 5, and that was Donkey Kong Bonanza. It's probably the most fun I've had in a Nintendo game for a while, and I think our audience knows that. Like, I love Nintendo games, but I always tend to, because I do lean more PlayStation, and I would say there's a lot of them that aim for more a child-friendly audience. A lot of them just kind of pass me by. The Mario games, like I look at like Odyssey and stuff and go like, I know I would enjoy it, but if I've got 30 to 40 hours to put into a game, I would rather go for a more third-person, like my you know what my taste is. It's a third-person story-driven character action-adventure game. But got Bonanza with my Switch 2, like a couple of weeks after I think it launched. Enjoyed Mario Kart. That didn't even make it into my list. Mario Kart World. Fun. More Mario Kart. Lacking a lot of depth in that game for me. Mario Kart 8 is probably better, deluxe. However, Bonanza, super fun. Again, similar traits that I kind of have issue with a little bit, like character, voice acting, and it doesn't do much level on level, like to really mix up the gameplay. However, I had fun in every level I played. The characters, for lack of voice acting and stuff in it, the game itself, the gameplay loop of just smashing everything, collecting resources, going down level upon level, and the puzzle solving mechanics in it are just timeless. This will be a game that you can pick up Donkey Kong Bonanza like now, 10 years, 5 years, 20 years, and it'll just be like, it'll be a great, one of them Nintendo classics that people will always go back to. So yeah, can't credit it enough. It's one that when I have a spare half an hour to an hour, I jump back in, get those juicy bananas just to hear them go, ooh, banana. And yeah, it's great game, but it doesn't make my top 10 at all, or top 5, sorry, not top 10, top 5, because of all the aforementioned things. If you do get round to a Switch 2, is this on your radar, do you think, at all, or?
It's a definite pick up, but more from that rather than me. I'll play it, but I think she's more interested in playing it than me.
Yeah.
Similar reasons to you.
Yeah, no surprise. Because I know you obviously a massive fan of Zelda. I think my next one is I get my Nintendo for pretty much like Pokemon games and the portability factor. I played a little bit of like the Batman Arkham trilogy, a bit of BioShock on my Switch, a bit of Hollow Knight on the Switch.
It's Pokemon and Zelda, the system seller for Nintendo for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
I dabble in things like Mario and stuff, but
so I wanted to get that one in because I know it is in a lot of people's like top game of the year, like best Nintendo game, better than Mario Odyssey. I've seen some people thrown around, so I wanted to get that one in there. I guess to bring it kind of not full circle, but bring the conversation to a boiling point almost. I had South of Midnight down as my number 5. My number 4 probably slots in. I don't know where it sits on yours, but do you want to talk about Ghost of Yotei?
Yeah, we can talk about Ghost of Yotei. I'm not actually sure where it slots into mine because I think for me, I said Elder Scrolls 4 was in at 5. So it's between Metal Gear Solid, Ghost of Yotei, and Octopath for the next 3 slots. Okay. I'm not quite sure in what order. Octopath is creeping up the list quickly.
Yep.
But I'd say Ghost of Yotei is probably sitting in at number 2 for me.
Yeah. Thoughts on Ghost of Yotei then overall? To kind of give it its flowers.
Love going back into that kind of world. Sucker Punch do amazing stuff. I love the gameplay of Ghost of Tsushima. Ghost of Tsushima is one of my favorite games of all time.
Yeah.
I still think Ghost of Tsushima is stronger than Ghost of Yotei in terms of the story.
Yeah.
Not that Ghost of Yotei is bad. I I think it's suffering from sequelitis. I think a bit where it's the next game. It's not as new. It's not as fresh, and some of the things have changed up, like removing the stances and changing to different weapon styles. I think I preferred the stances, to be honest.
Yeah, it's weird because it does a lot of things to mix it up, and it doesn't detract from the game. It just changes it, and it's like I do questions like, did you need to change it though? Because sometimes the people in a sequel, they look for that familiarity, and for me, the reason I think Yote did drop down a bit, as good as the story was, is I genuinely think if this was another follow-up to Jin's story with the same characters and the same stances, I think I would have enjoyed Yote more if Jin was the protagonist and the story was just more of him.
I liked Atsu a lot, but I feel his story was very much backloaded into the game. Like Jin's, I think the narrative, the emotional side of the storytelling, the character development, it felt like you were gradually progressing who he was, and his like descent from being a samurai into the ghost.
Yeah,
Atsu felt like it started off almost there already. Dipped your toes into being the ghost and came back, and that's it.
Yeah, it was like...
I don't feel like she had as big of an arc in terms of her character, how she changes through the game.
Yeah, she was a badass, and she got her revenge, and she found some new morality within her journey and adventure, but
there's only really one or two moments where she kind of steps off the path where you go, oh... Mm-hmm. No, where Jin always felt like he was conflicted throughout the entire game. He was doing things for the sake of Tsushima that he didn't want to do and wasn't sure if he knew they weren't honourable, and he struggled with that for the entire game.
Yeah, and as a player, I felt that as well.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I feel like the storytelling in Tsushima was better.
Yeah, and it just go back to, it was like Jin was just cool as fuck, and just it's so. Again, like you said, nothing to take away from Atsu. It was just like it's just like if they'd done an Uncharted game and then ditched Nathan Drake and did a different character. Like I would have loved the gameplay, the story would have been great, but it wasn't with the protagonist that I had. Like again, you and me, I think both hit that that stride with Tsushima, where it was just such a wow. This game is fun. Like we gushed about it back in 2020 when we first played it. Like remember, this came out the same year as The Last of Us Part 2, so we ate well that summer. And then, it's like, I think you're right, sequelitis. Like, I thoroughly enjoyed Yote, but Tsushima is my preference. And and I do think if they did a third entry and they told more stories with Jin, that I'd be totally there for that.
Some interesting twists throughout the story that caught me off guard. I feel it felt like Atsu was just going through the story where Jin was the story.
Yeah,
if that makes
that's
sense.
a really good way of saying it, actually. I'd probably echo that quite a lot.
Yeah.
So that's in at my number 4. Where do you think you would place it, give or take? In and around?
It's in at number 2 at the moment, but I think if you ask me in 2 weeks' time, when I've got a bit more hands-on with Octopath, I think it may drop a slot.
Okay.
I feel like because the only other 2 games in my top 5 are remasters and remakes, they're kind of locked in at 5 and 4.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I will say at this point then, it didn't make my top 5, but Assassin's Creed Shadows, this was one of them where sometimes I do wonder if my fatigue a little bit in Yote was influenced by putting 70 plus hours into Shadows earlier in the year. Like, that's a lot of Japanese combat. And you know what? Credit where credit's due, there was big parts of Shadows that I think I possibly preferred compared to Yote, and vice versa. There was things in Yote that were a lot better, like in terms of just the storytelling and the precision of the combat and stuff was infinitely better than Shadows. But Assassin's Creed is Ubisoft's biggest moneymaker for a very good reason, and I thoroughly enjoyed Shadows.
Do you feel as well, of course, Yote, it could have done for having a bit more content in there? I just noticed how long it took me to platinum. It took me only 2 weeks and 2 days for me to platinum it. Compared to Clair Obscur, that was 2 months and 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Elder Scrolls 4, 1 month, 1 week.
Yeah.
Like, it took me longer to platinum Split Fiction.
Yeah. It didn't sit with you for as long.
Yeah, it didn't stick around as long.
It very much felt like once I was done with it, it was like, that was nice, but then you move on quickly.
Yeah.
But I sat with Shadows for like 30 more hours than I did Yote, so it's weird how I've been there longer, but yeah, Ubisoft Assassin's Creed, it's very much a known quantity, and I knew what I was getting, but at this point I'm conditioned to expect new protagonists, new stories with that Ubisoft formula. But yeah, I didn't expect with Yote, so it was always in my pipeline. But yeah, Shadows is a great game. It's a great Assassin's Creed game. Personally, I think after playing it, I still hold Origins, Odyssey, probably Valhalla higher than it, in all honesty, just because of the setting and the location. And I do think
in that order.
Possibly, yeah. And again, we've said this before, time and time again, but like it depends on like which mythologies you prefer learning about and stuff. And I think ancient Egypt's so interesting, and Bayek was such a good protagonist to kind of, because it rebooted the whole series into that open world Witcher-esque RPG. That just elevated it all for me. So I think I've got a special place for Origins, and the other ones are more of the same a little bit.
I still feel like the 4 games into the kind of soft reboot of the franchise, and they still haven't they haven't
honed the story.
They haven't delivered on the promise of Origins. Origins was meant to be the founding of the Assassin's Order, and then they went somewhere else with Odyssey, then they went somewhere else with Valhalla, and then they went somewhere else with Shadows, and say, but I thought the point was you're going to go back and set up how the Assassin's Order was founded, how the Templars were founded, and what led to like Assassin's Creed 1 and like
should have got a sequel.
The Ezio trilogy,
They should have given it a sequel. Rather than doing what they do and jump around, like commit to one and go back and do a sequel to one.
Yeah.
Like if they went back to Bayek and Arya, because it was like a dual protagonist as well. And spoilers, but Origins ends on the cusp of Cleopatra meeting Julius Caesar. So you could have leaned into the Roman Empire and stuff and expanded ancient Egypt into Rome and then tied it into Rome and Ezio's story. So you could have done something there with the founding of it completely.
They could have done more with Odyssey to tie that into into Origins, where maybe Bayek isn't the whole establisher. Maybe he meets up with Cassandra. Similar, in the similar. I don't have time.
We don't get into all that, but it's one of those things. Yeah, Shadows is a great game. I did realise as well the mocap and voice actress for Arya from Assassin's Creed Odyssey. That's the new Tomb Raider girl.
Oh, cool.
It's the same woman. So she's been in video games. She's in Cyberpunk 2077 as well, as someone's name who I cannot remember, but she's in that and a few other video games too. So interesting to see. Reading it in a little bit, as we sat to inevitably run out of time. My next one, Mafia the Old Country, for me. Pip's Ghost of Yote. And that was because it was just one of them where it's similar to South of Midnight. It respected my time. It was a new location. Know very little about Sicily. It's a beautiful game. Never played a Mafia game before in my life. But it had me on the hook of when they did their kind of preview about a month ahead of time. I think it was on IGN. They said it was more like an Uncharted game than a classic Mafia game. And then as soon as they had that memory, I was like, okay, I'm going to pay a bit more attention to this.
It no longer feels like a knockoff GTA.
Yeah. And I was like, okay. And then I watched some of the clips and the voice acting and stuff, and then get into it. I was like, I'm so glad I give the Mafia. I know our audience will be like, oh, Chris and the Mafia series. But honestly, Mafia's a fucking great game. It's just like you experience like the origins of the Mafia in Sicily. The game's stunningly beautiful. Who doesn't like to wander around like a sun-baked Mediterranean location? Similar to like, I think we always say like the Far Cry games and stuff benefit from being in a nice look. It's nice to wander around nice looking places that you would like to go on holiday and see in real life. Probably why Origins and Odyssey are so high up in my Assassin's Creed rankings. They're just nice. They're not cold. They're not dark. But yeah. Enzo, great protagonist. The kind of surrounding cast of characters, very much like a Naughty Dog game. They're so realised. Like you buy into that Mafia family of like the uncles, the cousins, the brothers who you meet along the way, the enemies. They all feel Naughty Dog realised, where they have impact on the story. Your love interest, they all have impact. The variation, the level design is quite fun, and it again not too long. You can probably finish Mafia's campaign in 15 hours, give or take. So it respects your time, and yeah, thoroughly enjoyed it. I think I platinumed it in maybe a week or two. And would highly recommend. So that jumps into my third spot. So above Yote and above whatever I said was fifth. South of Midnight. That's it. South of Midnight. Where do you reckon you're
So-
third, fourth are fitting then?
I'm on to number one.
Oh, yeah, okay. Should I just...
If I'm going to order my 4 at the moment, it's Elder Scrolls 4, Metal Gear Solid Delta, Octopath, Ghost Yote, then the number one spot.
All right, should I just wax lyrical a little bit about my second then? And then we'll get
Dispatch.
in. Yeah, it has to be. Which again, to its credit, snuck in there right at the end. I hadn't played Dispatch a month ago, and yet now it's like went bump 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 bump, and it's just jumped up to it. I'm not going to spend too long because I think I've spoke about it for like the last 3 weeks on the bounce of like just how good it is. But I'll reiterate for the sake of for its game of the year because it seems unfair, doing it a disservice if I suddenly stop talking about it because I've been talking about it, even though it's game of the year. Yeah, if you've ever played a Telltale game before, you know what to expect from this. If you've ever watched a superhero anime before, you know what to expect of this. Mush them together and you get a fantastic story with fantastic characters in a choose-your-own-adventure style way, with the levels of comedy you would come to expect of maybe Invincible, The Boys kind of way. Not as grotesque as The Boys, I should say. The Boys maybe puts it too much in like an over 18 playbook. I'm trying to think what kind of like TV show, because it is essentially like a TV show. It's seasonal. The release was episodic, even though I play them all at the end, which is probably your preference, Richie, not to wait week to week.
I don't mind games being episodic, but I just want all episodes in one go so I can play them when at my leisure. I don't like months between episodes.
Yeah, agreed. And these episodes are about 50 minutes to an hour each, little couple puzzles between, but who you can romance, the outcomes of your decisions, just like a good classic Telltale game, they all have impact on the story. And to get the platinum, I played through the story 3.5 times over. Every single time, enjoyed my playthrough, I was very interested in seeing the different outcomes and decision making. It was quite interesting to go back actually. But just, can't recommend Dispatch enough. I don't know what more I need to say to sell you on it, but definitely when you and your girlfriend have a bit of time.
It's definitely on my radar.
Yeah, it needs to be. I think it's only like £30 as well, so it's quite reasonable if you broke it down like per episode. But it does kind of feel like a TV show, which is why over Christmas I'm actually going to play this through a 4th time, hopefully, with my wife as well, and just you can turn off all quick time events as well. And I actually quite enjoyed it that way, so it was a bit more of a passive experience.
All right.
So like it's got typical Telltale stuff. Like when you're in a fight scene, it's like hold down R2 and swipe left to block an attack, and hold down X to do whatever. I just turned it all off. So I just enjoyed the cutscenes like I was watching an anime. And then you just make your decisions of choice dialogue. It plays on, and then the only time you're really fully involved is the puzzles, which I've said about before, which is like the hacking levels and the dispatching your heroes to the right people. Great voice cast, bunch of influences in there, a bunch of big actors as well, like Aaron Paul's the protagonist, and Jeffrey Wright of Last of Us fame, and Felix Leiter and a bunch of other stuff in 007. But yeah, overall, highly recommend Dispatch, and it comes in because of how I'm inclined with story and characters in video games in at number 2. I think it's fantastic.
Okay, so I think we're on to our final pick.
Our final pick. Our collective... We've been pretty much in sync, haven't we, for Game of the Year for, like, I feel like the last... I think the only time we ever didn't pair up was probably maybe when Tom was regular on the show. Screwed us over with it. Just because his tastes differ. I think his tastes differ a little bit more from you and me. I think ours align up a little bit more. And has Rob ever done a Game of the Year?
No, I don't think so.
I don't know if he has.
To be fair, though, I think Claire Obscure is probably on paper more me than you.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I'd be interested to go back and listen to ourselves talk about it. And, like, it was
the reviews that sold us both.
Yeah, like, we watched it at, like, Game Awards announcements and stuff, and we didn't know the studio, and it could have looked like generic JRPGs, like, slop, and then all of a sudden it was like, oh, the interface looks very Persona, which I think is what grabbed you initially, with all like the flashy animations and everything.
And the settings, like, oh, that looks interesting. It gets you intrigued going, wait, is that the Eiffel Tower? What the fuck's happened to it? That kind of thing gets you a bit intrigued in what's going on.
Oh, the art direction's phenomenal in it. I think that's what got my interest peaked, because don't get me wrong, the name did nothing for me. I think we remember criticising it. Yeah, it's like, what is this?
We both finished the game before we even knew that Claire Obscura was a series title, and the game we were playing was Expedition 33.
Yeah,
because they just didn't explain that.
And it makes sense within the world of it, like what Claire Obscure means in French and stuff. But yeah, I think at the time when we did whatever podcast episodes it was upon its like release and launch, like why wasn't it just called Expedition 33? Like that would have just worked in its own right. But yeah, it makes sense when you know it. But it got us, the reviews. I think immediately, I think when the reviews started coming out, the Metacritic, we were talking about it on the show, and it just kept going from strength to strength. We reported on it selling like 3 million copies, 4 million copies, 5 million copies within a few days, weeks. And I think both of us sat there and went, we need to check it. Yeah, there's too much general noise around this game for us not to check it out. And it was one of them where, remember, this is an indie debut. Like, this studio hadn't put... So we had nothing to even compare it to. Like, going like, oh, well, the last 2 games were pretty decent, so maybe this is them stepping it up. It was like, no, this is the first game. Which makes it all the more baffling, right? As to why it won so many... It swept the Game Awards.
Literally, yeah.
Literally. So... Where do you want to start?
It was a passion project that came out of a small team who were working at Ubisoft and couldn't get the game greenlit, so they went off on their own, greenlit the game, and swept the Game Awards.
Swept indeed.
Like, that's a bloody story for you. The game is it's a turn-based JRPG, but has real-time mechanics in terms of its parrying and dodging and stuff. So if you're not a big lover of your turn-based stuff, you're adding another dimension to it, which was quite an interesting take. I found the parries. I hate parries in games.
Same.
I never, even at the end of the game when I got platinum, I still couldn't get the timings down properly.
Same,
I just didn't.
same.
That's the one thing that didn't quite click for me. But that's more reflection, I think, on me than the game.
Mate, I didn't even use Pictos, remember? until 100 hours in or something, whatever it was.
You didn't interact with one of the most basic leveling up mechanics in the game.
I played it on hard mode.
But the story was full of twists and turns. There's some moments in the story where you go, did that seriously just happen?
So good.
There's like, the narrative, no one feels safe throughout the game, none of your party, because you don't know what's going to happen. It's got an interesting cast of characters, like Minoko talking about feet all the time. Yeah. The writing's superb. The guest roles, I love the guest roles.
Oh, it's they
just want to kick your ass all the time.
I mean, no spoilers, but when you find out like who in this world the gestrels are as well, and like how they link into the characters and everything like that. But yeah, it was one of them where I think
find out the history of Minoko and Esther, who they are to the characters, who the characters are to each other. It's like,
it's so good, isn't it? It's so good. Like, I remember like the opening hour, like when you have like the gomage and whatever, like I remember it's so emotionally charged. Like, wow, I don't know who these people are. It's a brand new world, it's a brand new game, brand new franchise, and yet within an hour you've got me on the verge of tears. Yeah. And like immediately was like, oh shit, we're in for a game. And we were in for it. I think I think it got me emotional at about probably 3 or 4 beats in the story where the music is perfect, the characters, the writing. I think I know he's been joked about a couple of times about like Charlie Cox, like his performance, even though he only did it over like the course of a day or two in an audio booth, and he's put all his praise over to the rest of the cast and his colleagues because he's not a gamer. He didn't really know anything about it other than he was called in to do this, and I think he's even credited the mocap guy because he didn't do the mocap, he just purely did the voice, but his delivery in that opening, like, I mean 5 hours of the game possibly, it just shows you the caliber of actor to no disrespect, but like voice actor, mocap actor is like, damn, he delivered. And I'd love to see him if they ever did like a movie or a TV adaptation. I mean, get Charlie Cox in.
For was probably a short gig to pay a few bills for him. He put the effort in. Like, he was up for a Game Award. Yeah, for a game that he basically didn't
even remember.
Didn't know anything.
Which is wild.
Yeah, it was a couple of days.
Just a couple of days, a few years ago.
Probably had a free couple of weeks when and I got, you know what, I'll go there to wherever the record, and I'll go in there for a few days and probably a couple $100,000 or whatever he got paid.
Might not even be that if it was just like a small couple of hours worth of delivery. But it shouldn't be one for me. Like you said, the turn-based stuff, not traditionally me. I did enjoy Final Fantasy 16, which was kind of like a half and half mix of everything.
Not turn-based, really.
But it's more action. So I guess
Final Fantasy's been moving further away from turn-based.
Yeah, but that does make me think like, well, maybe if I go back to others or do remake, I might enjoy them more at some point. It's kind of opened my eyes a little bit like Sea of Stars did, where that wouldn't traditionally be me, but I absolutely adored Sea of Stars the other year. And I just, it's one of those things where when we watch and tune in for the Game Awards or Summer Game Fest or something, and they announce the sequel to this game, I'm going to be hyped as shit. It's going to be like they're going to show off a teaser. You're going to see maybe Mael or Versa or someone step out of the shadows, and you're going to see another world, and you're going to see SK flying at the end of the trailer. And you're just going to be like, we're back. Like, come on, I cannot wait for whatever the sequel would be.
That's it.
So it's a new franchise.
World building is so strong in this game. When you finish the game fully, you're just like, there's so many ways that could move the story on. It feels like you just scratched the surface of the world. So that's where I think they've done so well with the writing. So it's not just they've told he's an awesome story. Mm-hmm. They've developed this incredible world that I just want to know more. I want to go back already. I want to see what the next story is. Because we only know about one real faction in the game, like painters, but there's mention of other factions like the artists and the writers and stuff. It's like, what's going on there? And they're linked into the events of Expedition 33 in terms of what set everything in motion, but you don't know what happened or how things played out. They just mentioned and then just dropped that nugget of interest for you for later. It's like, what's next?
What comes after for those who come after, right? But there's so many quotable things, but you just can't go beyond like the art direction. Basically the reason it swept the Game Awards is because every category it was in, it excelled in. It was the best game this year in art direction, writing, music direction, audio. Like there's just so many
storytelling, music,
you get everything. Like literally everything, and it's absolutely wild. I love the full cast list as well. Like your squad, even though like you mix up and you can only have so many. And I was like, I'm not using Minoko, I'm not reusing Sayel. And then all of a sudden, like something happens in the story. It's like I have to use them, and then all of a sudden, you kind of just like fall in love with them all individually as kind of the game goes on. And shout out to Ben Starr as well, who hasn't got a performance award yet, but I loved him in Final Fantasy 16 as Clive. And I thought he was brilliant in this, and he's definitely like the next Troy Baker, Nolan North way. He's going to be in everything because he's just fantastic.
He feels like he's just one bit of luck away from a Game Award.
Yeah, I mean, he lost to Laura Bailey, right? Who was Mael?
Yeah.
At the Game Awards, so it's like I mean, credit to him, but the
I think cast... wasn't he up for one when he played Clive in Final Fantasy as well?
Yeah, he was. Yeah. I can't remember, but between like Charlie Cox, Andy Serkis as Renoir as well. We shouldn't put that out. Like the villain is Andy fucking Serkis. So
they got for an indie team, they got some big bloody names. Really, when you
think
about
they
it.
use their budget for their cast very, very well. If you think about, you've got to imagine Andy Serkis and Charlie Cox were the big hitters, but then they've mixed it with a lot of extra. Like Jennifer English crushed it as Mael, but then even then, I think to Luna, CL. A couple of like not so much Minoko because he doesn't have many lines like SK and stuff, but just everyone you meet, great and a good use of Unreal 5, I'd say, because it looked stunning. And
I think there's people at Ubisoft absolutely kicking themselves.
Oh yeah, this could have been a Ubisoft game, and
100%. If Ubisoft had just backed this team and just let them get on with make the game, this would have been a Ubisoft title, and Ubisoft would have won pretty much every game award gone this year.
And you know what makes it even worse for Ubisoft? Apparently all this was made with a budget under 10 million.
Yeah. So it wouldn't have even cost them a lot of money.
You've got to imagine Assassin's Creed Shadows cost them 200 plus million.
If they made $1 for every copy sold, Ubisoft would have made profit.
Wow. That's wild. But
I think it's past 10 million, didn't it?
What, Expedition 33? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely must have done. We were reporting on it selling 3.3 million, like 33, like within like the first month, I think. So and it's only, I think I saw an article last week saying the Game Awards, it saw like a massive bump up in sales after it won Game of the Year.
Not surprised.
I mean, that's the whole point now.
It's up to about 6 million, I think.
6 million. And then
after the Game Awards.
What really bugged me is there was a Lumiere edition, if you've not seen it, of Expedition 33 that isn't out in the UK. It's like a steelbook. The steelbook looks fantastic as well. It's like a black and gold embossed cover with I think it's got Mael and might be Gustav, it might be Verso, basically stood back to back on like an embossed black thing with like red and white gommage petals flickering around, and it's basically, you can imagine what the art style of the game is. Pieced together, it looks great, and it comes with, more importantly, a Expedition journal art book, which takes you through like an Indiana Jones little journal that takes you through the world.
Gustav's journal.
Which it's like, awesome. I looked at it, I was like, oh, that's sick. And then it was like, it's not out in the UK. And I was like, I mean, I already own Clair Obscur, but if I was to buy a special edition for the journal and the steelbook, that's pretty nice.
Game of the year for us.
Then? I mean, it has to be, right. It's Game of the year. I would say, to kind of wrap it all up, do you think this comes into your like greatest of all time list? Like, I know we've got recency bias on it, but if you reflect on this game in 10 years, is it going to be up there? Like, because we never really do. We'll have to maybe do like Game of the Decade episode at some point to reflect back.
In 5 years' time.
In 5 years' time. Because if you think, what have we given it out to in the past? Like, if you think you've got like what Last of Us,
I'm sure for shortlist of things like greatest games of all time for me is, you're looking at some big games in there, like Pokemon Red and Blue's in there, Ocarina of Time's in there, Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind's in there. I probably have to give World of Warcraft a slot.
Yeah,
like if we go.
Well, that's where it's so varied.
It's hard.
Because you've got games that we would put up there, like God of War reboot, and like there's so many like top tier games, The Witcher 3. But then you're like, over time, will Expedition 33 fit into that? And be like, you know what? Actually,
I think Ghost of Tsushima's on the cusp of being in that list. I feel it has to be in your greatest games of all time. You have to be far enough removed, but occasionally think back to it. I want to replay it.
Yeah.
It has to be one of them games. Yeah,
I get that.
Like Uncharted. Like you'd always go back and play Uncharted. It needs to. I haven't had the edge to go. I'm interested in where it goes next, but I haven't had the edge to go back yet. Yeah,
be interesting. So it'd be interesting to see if it got like a remaster in 5 years' time. Would you be like, oh my, I'm all over that? Like another Expedition remaster. Like, I don't know what to do to make it prettier because it's stunning, but. Yeah, it's an interesting take to think back on to like what will be up there. Because then when I think about like what games I've loved over the years, I'm like the Spider-Man reboot, like not reboot, the Spider-Man game that was great. But then if you told me is it one of your greatest games of all time, I'd be like, no,
probably not. No.
Yeah, so it's weird, isn't it? How when you reflect it changes and it differs.
I feel like Persona 5 is probably another fairly modern game that's like in the conversation for me.
Yeah,
because I did play for that game twice.
Yeah, back to back.
And I've got probably about over 200 hours in this. So it's like...
So yeah, that's our Game of the Year. Our GamerGuildTV Game of the Year 2025 is Expedition 33. Shout out to Sandfall Interactive, Kepler Entertainment, I think, were the ones who published it. Which again, even as far as a publisher goes, there must be so many publishers out there like, why didn't we just like slap our name on it? Like, imagine if PlayStation or someone like... Instead of going for like Death Stranding 2 with Kojima, they could have got this in the bag and said, oh, again, like you said, back to Ubisoft.
You can almost guarantee, though, there'll be some big publishers that they've tried to get a meeting with and couldn't even get in the door. So they might even not have gotten the door with like Xbox or PlayStation.
Yeah. I mean, it was on Game Pass, so they had some kind of conversation with Microsoft. But how they didn't look at it...
after the deal with Kepler?
Yeah, you never know. In terms of the game itself, then... For a sequel, because it's inevitable, would you want it to go more action, keep it the same, like for do a Final Fantasy? Like, where does it go from here? Because that's the criticism it's going to come under.
You want to maintain its identity. You don't want to go full action on this.
Do we keep it in France,
full action,
or do we go Spain, Germany? Imagine a Germany set one.
I'd keep it France because you've barely scratched the surface there, and I think it's part of the identity of the game. I think it does need to be it still needs to be turn based plus some live action stuff in there. You can change up how that interacts. That's where you can have a bit of fun to change things up.
I think for me, some of the exploration I would have liked, not necessarily combat, but the worlds were beautifully realised. I think when you explored them, other than bumping into someone, hitting them once, and then triggering a cutscene, like I feel like more in the world to interact with, like just a couple more items, maybe a couple of people.
It's a bit of a throwback to like an old JRPG where you'd have an overworld that you traverse, then enter the zones.
Yeah, it's Pokemon.
I could see the next game actually being set in Paris proper.
Okay.
Without spoil, I don't want to spoil things. It's such a good game, so it's really new. And then having more interaction between the faction, learning more about the other factions that are at play. Because we know the painters have these magical powers to create these worlds, but it's implied that other factions have that kind of going. So I want to see that's where I would take it next. Yeah,
it mirrored quite a lot of me of like what I loved about Alan Wake, where it was like creative people can bring things to life. And Alan Wake could be one of the writers with his typewriter. He writes stuff into existence and the horrors unravel. Imagine if Expedition 30
by Remedy.
I was going to say Expedition 33 is just part of the Remedy universe in Control, and the whole painting thing is in the oldest house in Control 2. It could be. You never know. Games go full circle.
Let oldest house because it's set in France.
What is house? I've been doing my French still. Chez? I think it's chez.
I don't know.
Chez. Maison? I'll say maison, maybe. Anyway, L'Incredable video game of the year is Expedition. Well, let's give it its full name: Clair Obscur Expedition 33. Expedition 33. Congratulations, great game. Richie, do you want to put a pin in our expected games of 2026? I feel like that could be just a future episode. We have a quiet January.
You know what? It could be a first week of January episode.
Yeah, so apologies for anyone who sat for an hour and a half to get to what we're excited for 2026. Apparently we're that excited about 2025 games. We've spoken too much.
Longer than expected.
But look ahead to next week. There probably won't be any news, but we'll talk about Grand Theft Auto, RE Requiem on the horizon. Now, when this goes live, Richie, we'll be in 2026, which means this year we could be playing top-level Resident Evil game. Crimson Desert is out. 007 is out in March. That's my big hype one.
Tomb Raider returns.
Tomb Raider, I'm looking forward to that.
There's multiple Marvel games coming.
Yeah,
007.
Control. But we don't really have any concrete dates yet, probably thanks to Rockstar and GTA. I think they're all waiting to pull the trigger, seeing if that concrete date is. And we've got Xbox's anniversary. We might have new hardware. We'll probably kickstart things off with an Xbox Direct at the end of the month, so look out for that. But yeah, more importantly, how many calendar years will we have been doing this for now then? So we started in 2019. So 1, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. 8 calendar years we'll have been doing this for. It's the same shitty joke we do every single year. But that brings us... It's me every year. 8 calendar years, no mean feat. If you bought a calendar for every calendar year, you'd have 8 of them right now.
That's true.
So that's that's a lot of calendars. Just saying. But that brings us to an end for episode 124. Episode 495. We're actually not far off our 500th episode of podcasts on this channel, so join us for that in 2026. Again, thank you, I guess, to everybody who has joined us on this journey. It's been another great year for video games. It's been a great year for the channel. Obviously, we've had a lot of changes and ebbs and flows. Our lives have got busy. I think we're all, you and me especially, I think are very aware that our channel's output's probably slowed down quite a lot. By life getting in the way and jobs and probably things that you want to play on stream as well at the same time. But
we've always said that work-life balance, we need to fit everything in. So
absolutely. But we thank you all for tuning in. A special shout out to, of course, our guild heroes, you fantastic members who've supported us for 8 calendar years across the channel. And yeah, you can support us if you want to. Don't forget to give the video a like. Comment down below what your game of the year is. I'm very curious to see if everyone else feels the same, or we've got it all completely wrong and your choice vetoes ours in every way, shape and form. But Richie, that brings us to an end of our last recording of 2025. You remember this episode was recorded in the bank before Christmas kicked off, so that's why we've not covered any news. So if there's any big stories or glaring omissions, it's like, I can't believe the guys didn't cover this. It's Rockstar bought out
believe Sony
PlayStation.
bought Nintendo. Who was expecting that?
Wild twist of fate. Who knows? And the Dreamcast returned somehow. Who knows? But thank you very much for tuning into the Gamer Guild podcast. My name's been Chris.
And I've been Richie.
And remember, folks, play whatever makes you the happiest. We'll see you in 2026. Have a good one. Stay safe. Enjoy your time, friends and family, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Bye.
Bye.
Why'd you whisper?
I don't know.
Bye.
In my head, like the volume phases are going down.
Goodbye.